There's nothing there. Nothing. Like, how can that be? How can there be nothing there? It doesn't make any sense. They all look really hydrophobic. They're all doing their jobs very nicely. But seeing that right there, that doesn't look good at all, does it? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We're testing products here. This is a real world test. We put 16 different products on my Lexus 2 weeks ago, and it's time to give an update and see how the products are doing after the 2 weeks. But first, we gotta wash it. All right, everybody, welcome to the video. If you're new here, the first thing you gotta do is you gotta press that subscribe button right there in the corner. Do it. This is my Lexus. We're testing different types of products on here. I actually had 26 different products, long-term protections and some short-term protections on it. We actually replaced those short-term protections with 16 new products. The long-term ceramic coatings are still on the side here, and this is an update video, so we wanna see how these products are actually performing. I just washed the car. We're gonna grab the hose and talk about what we have on the car now. All right, so we're gonna test the hydrophobic properties of these products that I just put on. So we'll go over the new products first that we put on. We got 16 new products. If you guys wanna see the other videos of the application process, go back. I'll leave some descriptions or links in the description, and I'll probably tag it up in the corner. The new contender, the first new contender that we have is Kosh Chemi Sealant Spray. So that is in our #1 quadrant here. And it's only been 2 weeks, so I'm expecting a lot of hydrophobic properties on all these chemicals that we have on here. And yes, it looks great. You can see that the beading is really nice. This is on shower right here, so I can kind of go farther back and get a little bit of rain simulation, and I can kind of get right up on it and kind of flood it a little bit. And you can see that after flooding it, very hydrophobic, a little lighter, it's looking great. AM Details Hybrid Sealant up here on the right corner. Same thing, flooding really well, spraying little well. Not much news to report so far. Let's move on. Number 3 is the Turtle Wax Ice Seal and Shine. So that is right here. This was one of the cheaper products that we have on here. I'd have to say that is not beating as fast as these two products are, the AM and the Kosh Chemi. Let's try to do it together, huh? Let's see if we can flood these both. You can see that one's a little more hydrophobic, so. Turtle Wax. Number 4 is the Trinova Ceramic Spray. We actually didn't use this properly. This is a product that you're gonna use when you're washing your car. So before you actually dry it, you would use it as like a drying aid. Spray it on your car, rinse it off. I didn't know that before this test, so we just improvised, and I wiped it on like you would like one of these regular sealants or ceramic sprays. And so I don't know if we can be hard on that one, but it's not looking that good. It's not sheeting real well, and it doesn't have a whole lot of hydrophobic properties, but it's hard to be hard on that one because we didn't apply it right. I'm gonna flood it. I'm gonna go to flood here, and I'm gonna flood the entire hood. Oh yeah. All right, let's see what we got. All right, does that tell you anything? Both AM and Kosh Chemi are flooding nicely. AM's probably just a little faster than a Kosh Chemi product. And then the Trinova on top. A little slow. Same with that Turtle Wax. A little slow with flooding it. So what happens with these tests is I'm just washing it every 2 weeks. I drive the car like normal, so I want it to be as real world as possible. And then I have an Excel file sheet that I'm tracking all the data in, how long each of these coatings last, what they cost per ounce, ease of application, and then I have a formula that I crunch together, and it kind of gives it a final number on what I think of the product. So it's not a perfect science. It's a lot of, wiping it on is subjective. Is it easy? Well, that depends on what type of car you're working on, what type of clear coat, how long does it last? Well, there's a lot of factors there. Sometimes, you may be parking in the garage or you're parking outside. how often do you drive the car, what are you washing it with? So there's just a lot of factors in there. I know I want to try to make it as scientific as possible, but there are a lot of variables that go into this. So keep that in mind with any of these opinions that I'm giving you. Number 5 is the reigning champion. That's Adam's Graphene Ceramic Coating Spray here. This is number 5 on that on this fender. I wanted to see what this one looks like on the side of the car. It was on top of the car last time, so that one looks pretty good. Number 6 is G-Technic C2 V3. This was also on the top of the car last time. And again, looks very hydrophobic. So after 2 weeks, looking great. New contender, Turtle Wax Flex Wax. This is the front half of the door here. Looks fantastic. It looks like a ceramic coated. All these do kind of. They all look really hydrophobic. They're all doing their jobs very nicely. Very happy with that. All right, number 8. This was a product that was on top of the roof, and I know the roof and the back of the car, they didn't really do good with it, and none of the products did really good on those areas, so I wanted to move this to the side and see how it's doing. And when we're flooding it and spraying it here, it's doing very well. Hydrophobic. Everything's looking good so far. Another fan favorite, and this is one of my favorites too, just because it's so easy. This is Tech 582. Ooh, look at that. That one did not last as long as I wanted it to in the first test. It got about 3 months. But seeing that right there, that doesn't look good at all, does it? That looks very flat. Not very hydrophobic at all. It's still sheeting, but it does not look as good as the 303. Look at that. Put them side by side. Ooh. Tech Choice 582. What are you doing to me? You're breaking my heart. Okay, well, it's a failure. I don't think that's a complete failure, but I think probably our next wash will probably see that pretty dead and flat. The next one on the list is the second place runner-up, and that is Lithium Ceramic Slam. Ooh, now that looks fantastic. That is super hydrophobic. Let's put it right next to that Tech Choice 582. And you know what I'm thinking here? So when we originally did these products, it was cold outside, and that was the first test going through the winter, and now we're in the middle of summer. So the heat is probably playing a factor on these products too. So maybe the Technician's Choice 582 doesn't play well with heat, because this is sitting outside the entire time, and it probably gets 190 degrees on the surface here. But the Lithium Ceramic Slam, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? Very hydrophobic. I don't know what it is. It's water beating. It's a beautiful thing. Next, we have a new contender, Mother's CMX Ceramic Spray Coating. So, okay. All right, you can see the water's kind of sitting on there a little more than I would like. So that, to me, ooh. It's still sheeting pretty well. I mean, you can see that the water is not sticking to it, but it doesn't look good as right next to it, that ceramic slam. So this is definitely hydrophobic, where you see those beads. And I would call this a little more hydrophilic, where it's a little more flat. It's still kind of, the water's still leaving the surface, but it's not as like those tight water beads that we like to see. I actually like the hydrophobic coatings better a little bit, because let me show you why. So if I put water on both of these here, I'm gonna simulate rain. Okay, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining. Okay, well, watch the water come off here. So what you see in these areas, and you have these dry patches, obviously we do have some water beads, but over here we have a lot of water beads. And what happens is water beads, when they dry in your car, if there's any contaminants, iron, calcium, whatever it is, they dry and they create water spots, and they can etch into your clear coat. That's where water spots come into play, is when something dries on your vehicle and you have all that calcium and all those contaminants left on your paint. So it's nice to have a hydrophilic coating where all the water just disappears. Number 12 is Sonax Ceramic Coating Spray, right on the tail end here. The bottom area looks really nice, look at that. That could just be, you know, the angle of the panel at the bottom here looks really good. Sticking a little bit to the top. Still looks fairly good. Moving on. Dr. Beasley's Nano LS10 multi-surface spray coating. That's a mouthful. So the back trunk area here, number one in Dr. Beasley's Nano LS10, and then we have Optimum Opti Seal. Let's spray them down. Maybe there's something wrong with the back trunk here. Because I feel like the last two products that we had on there were like dead right away too. Like, I don't understand that. There's nothing there. Nothing. Like, how can that be? How can there be nothing there? It doesn't make any sense. That is flat as you can get. Like, there's no product on there at all. It's really weird. I don't know, for you guys that have been watching this, what do you think of that? I mean, I want to retest those, but last time we put two products on there, they were dead flat on the back here too. I feel like what I'll maybe do is I'm gonna test like Adam's graphene that we know that it's hydrophobic and put it back here. That's what I'll do here. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put one right here in the middle of product that we know is hydrophobic. I'll polish this area and wipe it down with alcohol, and then I'll do that because this is really weird. There's no hydrophobic properties to that at all. All right, moving on. On top, we have two wax products, so paste wax products. Number 15 over here is Turtle Wax Ceramic Graphene Paste Wax and Geon Q2 Wax. So let's just go ahead and make it rain. Nothing was working on top very well. It looks like our Turtle Wax side is heating water all right. You can see it's starting to open up a little bit there. The Geon side is pretty flat. Not a whole lot of performance or action over there. So the Turtle Wax is trying to do something there. I think, I think the heat is definitely doing something to these products. You know, this is a black car that sits outside 24/7 in the blazing sun. Most waxes are gonna kind of melt right off. But the graphene looks like it's doing all right. Graphene is doing better than the Q2 for sure. All right, so those are the new products. Let's give you an update on the long-term products that we have here. So this is wash number 13. Officially, it's been 6 months and 2 weeks. On the corner, we have the Dr. Beasley's Nano Resin that we know is already failed. Let's not beat a dead horse, let's just move on. The Geon Q2 still looks fantastic. Very happy with that. Next, I'm gonna go through it quickly, you guys. I know you have better things to do than just sit there and watch water dry on paint. This is the Tech Choice 580 coating. Again, we can probably officially call that one dead. This is the Ammo Reflex. The top is still looking great. The bottom, it's sticking a little bit. You know, we're probably to the point on some of these coatings to use an iron remover. We may do that, maybe at the 9-month milestone and see what these do. But on top, it looks great. Just on the bottom a little bit, it's sticking a little bit. You can see that halfway down. All right, we have G-Technics CSL. Top looks fantastic. Bottom half is doing a little bit of the same thing that the reflex coating was, and I'm just gonna say there, it probably has a lot to do with brake dust and contaminants that are probably sitting on that part of the panel. We'd probably see all those bottoms come back to life if we used an iron remover and kind of remove those contaminants. All right, our next contender is CarPro UK 3.0. Same thing at the other coatings, kind of failing at the bottom. Next is the graphene product from Glassparency. Still looks pretty fantastic on top. Just a little bit sticky on the bottom there, same thing. All right, can coat. And for those of you who are keeping track of the numbers, I messed up on the graph and it is fixed now, and I'm actually going to put a link to the graph in the bottom so you can see that. So I know the can coat did not score as well as it should have if you were just looking at the graph. I just messed up some of those numbers in there. Sometimes it happens. But this product is still looking pretty good. And maybe starting to sheet a little bit when I put a lot of water on there. You can look at that. maybe sticking just a little bit, but looks pretty fantastic. Onto our window coatings here. We have 4 different coatings on the windshield. So our 4 coatings on the windshield, again, this is the G-Technic Smart Vision. This is Car Pro Forte, the Dr. Beasley's Glass Serum, and then the last one, which is our Glassparency. So let's try to get a full reading here. Hard to tell with any of them, huh? You can definitely see, you know, where the windshield wipers are. It's kind of, and then you see the outsides. There's a little more, you can see it there. Let's do this. Let's flood it. That doesn't tell me much, actually. In our last test, though, you could clearly see that the G1 was kind of doing better. But honestly, they all look pretty good. All right, that's our 2-week update. Not too many surprises. I'm surprised in that back trunk area, though. I want to figure out what's going on there. So I'm going to put something in that middle there that we know is doing well. So I'll put the Adams graphene product back there. And then I'll test that again at the 1 month. So 2 weeks from today, we'll do another test and video to kind of give you guys an update and see if we have any changes there. Thank you guys for watching. I know that, you know, this is a lot of good information and I've had a lot of great responses from this video. I actually want to I'm going to buy another car because there's lots of products to test and I want to test as many as possible for you guys. So maybe in the description down below or the comment section down below, name some products that you guys like to see in the next test after I buy another junk car. Thanks for watching.